Hey guys, Josiah here. I just wanted to go ahead and recap the trades for the day on MU, look at some of the price action and volume signals we had today. So here's the open. We have a break under the opening range here. Strong commitment to the upside, but we're kind of extended from the moving average, so that's not something that would interest me yet. Okay, so we had a light volume down bar into the moving average, so now at this point I could be looking for a long. This is not exactly the context that I look for a long in, because it's we've got two waves moving downward at this point. So but this is a valid buy setup on a break over this red candle. Again, this would be a valid buy setup on a break over this candle as well. We got low interest down here on these red candles, kind of signaling that big players are not interested in moving the price down anymore. So that one triggers in, and so any of those breaks ended up being a really good trade this morning. Here's a first short signal. We had some strong interest sell bars coming in, and then a light volume, light interest, low commitment green bar at the moving average. So a break under this green is a valid short, and it looks like that one was only good for about 1 R, so this one would have been a trail out at break even. With that one failing, we had a buy setup right here on this light volume red candle, and a break above that didn't trigger. This one is setting up as a short, low interest green bar right at the moving average. So that one triggered in and ended up being, I can't tell if that's, it looks like it probably did get to 2 R's just barely. So we had some kind of stopping volume here. If you see here, the commitment got really high at this bar. And so to me, that's looking like stopping volume coming in. It's a wide, the width of the bar is wide, indicating the relative volume is high, and then also it has strong commitment there. So this looks like the end of the move for now. At this point, we start getting some signals here. You could take this on a long above the red candle or a long above this red candle. It looks like either of those worked out. There was one signal right here. A break above that was also a valid signal. This one touched the MA, but it's just such a wide range that I wouldn't have taken it. So now we've got, this is a picture of resistance right here. We've got a square equivolume candle on high volume and high interest or high commitment. This is basically saying there was a lot of volume done here, a lot of size done here, and it couldn't create a wide range candle. It created just kind of a square short candle. So it was just kind of range bound with all that volume that was done, indicating that there was some resistance there, not letting the price progress. So we got sell-off here. This would be a valid long back up to the high of the day over the high of this, and that one didn't trigger. There is a green. This could be a short under the green there. Looks like that triggered down to VWAP. It looks like it might have I can't tell for sure. Now it looks like that one would have been a stop out. Depending on how you played it, how tight your stop was, it could have been a trail break even, but it looks like to me that would have been a stop out. This one is a valid buy setup over the top of this red candle, and it looks like that triggered in, and it looks like it went 1R and then trailed out. Again, we had another kind of sell setup here and here. These triggered in eventually here and went down to VWAP, and that probably would have been, again, looks like it actually did make it to 2Rs there, so that one could have been a good trade. You can see all the volume is drying up in this area here. Nobody's really trading any size, not a lot of activity going on. So this is where we kind of get stuck in a range. Get a little bit of volume coming in here, not really much interest going on until right there. So at this point, we've broken out of this basing pattern here. We're back up at the top of this range, looking to see if we're going to break above. I would look for a small red candle pulling back to the MA to give me an entry. There is a small red candle, but it's on high interest, so it's not that great. There's more of an entry candle right there. It didn't get triggered. No, and let me expand this out a little bit. It's easier to see. So here is an entry signal if it breaks above the red, and it doesn't. Break above this would be a valid long as well, and it doesn't break. And this, we got some more range type of behavior, some context right here. So a break above this red candle could be a good long. Looks like it just barely, at least this one touched the MA. This one may have touched it. Okay, and so that one brought us in. Looks like it's a 1R, and there's 2Rs. So that was a good trade for the afternoon. And no second entry there. Just basically this was the main entry right here. We didn't. This one is a valid signal, but there was not really much context for going along. We had a long range flag pattern happening here. There was nothing to tell us necessarily that this was the entry, but after this context bar showed up and gave us a entry candle here, this was a good trade. And a sell-off here. This is a valid long right here, other than the fact that there's a lot of resistance again kind of showing up here. There's a kind of squarish high volume candle up at the top. Yeah, and so that was a stop out. And no signals there. This could have been a valid signal, but at this point we're at the close of the day, so the close was basically an entry signal for tomorrow, and it may or may not play out overnight. But yeah, so it was kind of a so-so day for me. There were a couple of good trades and a couple of bad ones. This would have been the absolute ideal entry here, and it was a valid signal. And then in the afternoon, this candle here to me was the second best signal of the day. And then over in here we just had a lot of chop. So as usual, when this volume starts drying up in the afternoon, this kind of usually ends up giving some false signals that only go about 1R in your direction before they revert and come back in the opposite direction. So usually you don't get hurt too much on those, but they still, waste your time and effort and commission costs and everything. So anything between about 11 and 12:31, at least my time, Central Time, are kind of times to be avoided, or just only to be taking the highest context trades in. Hopefully that helps. I just wanted to recap that for my own benefit and anybody else's who's interested in this type of analysis. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. Be sure to like and subscribe if you find these videos helpful in any way, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.